a podcast that talks about music, movies, sports, and news. To know the people, promoting and sharing with the world a beautiful story. This is Frail Fragment's Monster Closet. Hey, this is the Monster Closet, episode 144. It's Monday, June 2nd, 2025. I am here with Bex and Anthony from D1DO and The Affirmation Experience.
D1DO.
And they're celebrating their new music video, Your Story. I got a chance to check it out. And the vibe I get from you guys is you're a positive kind of, you have a positive message. Don't be afraid to be creative, whether you're, whatever walk of life you're in, connect to consciousness, connect to something that, keeps you going and makes you happy at the end of the day, right? I don't believe money has anything to do with that, right? So that's, hats off to you. I heard I checked you guys out and I really like your sound. You're very uplifting. It's great music. Thank you for being here. Anthony's coming from Spain.
Yes, sir. The beautiful country of España.
Nice. And are you Italian or are you Spanish?
I'm Italian.
Okay. Same.
Yeah.
My dad's Italian, my mom's like Irish, but yeah, it's cool, man. So have you been to Spain before?
Many times. I think this is like my 15th time here. I've got a lot of friends here, a lot of community, so it's a great country.
And you're spending the summer there, or just
No,
a vacation?
just a bit of time. Like my producer lives out here, our producer lives out here, so I've been actually taking a lot of time to learn some deeper skills in that realm, moving into more of an electronic genre, and yeah, there's some technical on that side of things. So it's been helpful to be here with him, getting that first-hand learning curve.
Wow, cool. Who's your producer?
His name's Juan Manuel, and he's worked with some really talented artists over the years. He's a super talented guy, and first guy I ever recorded on a mic with, so some nostalgia there.
Cool. So, do you have do you write all your own music, or how does the writing process work with the band?
Yeah, we work with different artists for the musical background, depending on which track. We've taken different angles, but that's exactly what I'm getting in. Is like I want to learn how to develop more, and Bex plays guitar as well. She's getting into piano, so we're looking to actually really build all the layers from scratch. And it's still cool to work with other artists. Don't get me wrong; that'll always be part of the story. But just kind of tightening that part of our own skill set.
Nice. And how many people are in the kind of the core?
For our live band, we have a total of 7 of us that we perform with.
Okay, cool. And what are you looking to do? You have any shows coming up in 2025? What is the goals? You have any goals set for 2025?
The goal actually is to evolve the genre, to be honest, from a little bit less pop punk into a little more EDM, I would say, and just finding how to kind of cross those bridges, make them intertwine, I would say is a good word, a blending of 2 eras into one.
And where did you guys meet? You and Bex?
We met at an Affirmation Anthem show before I was in the band.
Cool.
I was opening with a friend, and I had never seen them live before, so I got to experience it firsthand, and I loved it, and became a fan. And then we started we pretty much started recording with each other that month, and then ever since.
Cool. And you're going to be back into the studio soon this year, hopefully, or okay.
We've been working remotely actually while I've been here too, and keeping a lot of our music flow going, which has been nice. And we shot a lot of visual stuff before we left too, so just keeping that momentum going.
That's awesome.
Near or far.
That's awesome. Yeah. So when do you come back to Toronto, Anthony?
I am actually back to new news, but I'm coming back June 24th.
Okay.
I figured. I knew that was coming.
This is an exclusive.
I had a flex flight with intention, and everything in the soul was like, no, it's not time to come home yet. And there's more happening here and on a lot of layers. So I've just been really letting that expansion take place.
Cool. And what are your influences? Maybe I would know, like some of the groups out there that people would know.
For me, off 2 genres, I would say 1 would be Avicii and 2 would be Blink-182, pop punk EDM. How about you, Bex?
I mean, I have like the era I grew up with, like 2000s nostalgia area. I would say like the pop icons of the day, like Michelle Branch, Avril Lavigne's, like still fitting in that pop punk domain, which is kind of how we connected too, with the same influences. And I'm
Nice.
a Blink fan too. Maybe
Nice.
not as hardcore.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like just
Yeah.
degree of separation. Like I was big into, I guess, Green Day as a kid. That Dookie
Yep.
Green Day is
album.
always one of the go-tos.
Yeah, I thought that was a great album, and it kind of like opened the door for all those bands, right? Like the Blink 182s and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, cool. Travis Barker's a kick-ass drummer, right? So
Killing it. MGK, and yeah, the list goes on.
yeah. And why? That is the big question. Why are you doing all this work? Why are you chilling with producers and learning how to evolve into a better songwriter and like just yeah, what's the purpose?
I feel like we both got to answer that because it's coming from two different stories. But if I'll start that, I would say there's layers. There's a lot of layers, and the first one is it's honoring a childhood vision that would always come to me, and I always kind of pushed it aside. And instead of like pushing it aside, one day I was like, what if that was a blueprint of a destiny that was trying to show itself as a child? And as a child, you're so pure and so connected to whatever it is that's beyond us all. And at one point, I just decided like I needed to just give it the reverence it deserves and try. And you'll never know if you don't go for what it is your heart's calling. And my intention with it is to lead by example, hopefully, of like what happens if you allow your heart to guide you. It doesn't have the whole plan figured out, but what is clear is the feeling is direct, and it's like you need to do this. This sparks your soul. You feel like there's a purpose here, and you don't know where the world's going, but it just feels so right. And it's hard to take that leap, but I would say that's a big part of my driving force is just really intuitive, less than
Great
logical.
answer, man. Great answer. I
Thank you.
felt that.
Thank you.
Bex.
I can relate to that in a lot of ways in the sense that as soon as I would like backtrack away from music or do anything to distract myself from it, I would say like I would feel that pull just like pulling me back in, and I would always try to find a way. So there was always like that pull there, but I think for me too, what kept drawing me back in was just how much it helped me in my own healing journey and just how it helped me communicate ideas and feelings. And I love when a song can just make you feel something. So I think at the end of the day, I just really wanted to make people feel really deeply.
Yeah.
And I get so much out of that. And there's no other feeling like it that I can compare it to.
Yeah, cool. I have similar kind of things as you guys. Like I'm 43 now. I started playing guitar when I was 12, and I started writing music probably around 13, 12. Started playing shows downtown when I was 14, like played the Elma Combo when I was 14, played like a lot of places around Toronto in like the late 90s, I would think. And then, yeah, I feel like I was doing it for validation for sure. There was part of that had that narcissistic kind of thing. But I mean, at the same time, when I've heard Nirvana Nevermind when I was 10 years old, my life changed, right? And I like ran to my friend's house and I was like, dude, like you gotta hear this, right? And his life was changed, and we bought guitars, and we kind of like we just started doing this. And like there was so many days, every day I want to say, where I was in my grandparents' basement with the music blasting, because my dad had this huge CD collection, and I was just singing these licks of the Chris Cornells and the Lane Staley's of Alice in Chains and the everybody that came out then. It was just a crazy wave of music. Smashing Pumpkins, Green Day that we were talking about, and Pearl Jam and Stone Temple Pilots. And like then I went back into like Led Zeppelin and AC/DC, and it's just like this whole thing hit me. But I gotta say, yeah, it was really Kurt Cobain for me that turned that dial and just kind of made me wake up as far as like what I wanted to do. And I wanted to entertain, and I felt like I could sing like these people. I worked at it. And it's like, then there's a lot of trauma, and like my dad wasn't giving me the attention that I wanted. And I kind of felt like I was getting the attention from playing music. And yeah, I just stuck with it. But that story changes, right? Because now I don't do that. Like I'm not at that show really for the glory of somebody saying I'm an amazing fucking whoever. It's more now about like the fact that it's really hard to do. Like I have 2 kids, a wife, 40-hour-a-week job. I do a podcast, and it's like all to my priorities have turned rock solid now. And that's kind of where that rock star mentality has changed for me. And it's like, now I know what I need to do to be happy and to love myself. So it's just that journey is always going to change, I think. But being able to connect and create something and share something with people is very hard to do, because you have to practice, get along with everybody, you know, and you learn a lot from that experience. And it's just a beautiful journey. Music is a beautiful journey. Creativity is a beautiful journey, because we have, like, for me, I have highs. My highs are really high and my lows are really low, and it's just having those priorities rock solid, and knowing how to balance your life. For me, that's kind of why I'm doing it now. You know, I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm not even really about promoting anymore, because we did my band Frail Fragment. We did 350 shows between 2007 and 2011, so we were playing like crazy. But now I'm doing 8 shows a year maybe, but I mean, I'm tapping into those shows with bringing people on this podcast and making these shows more special and more intimate, and people are getting to know the musicians, and it's like, you know, so these shows are a lot more special because it's not like a high and buy thing, and now I have like a sense of who you guys are as well, right? And it's like, we're changing the world for the better. You know, it's just, you know, we're dropping our rock in the ocean, and that ocean will never be the same again, right? It'll never ripple the same ever again, right? So it's like, yeah, hats off to us musicians and carrying that torch. And, you know, we could change that one person's life in the audience, right? Like that, there's something to say about that too, right? So yeah, I'm just venting, right? Maybe I had a coffee and I'm just going off, but
No,
you know,
That's a great story. I really like that you like hit on like that point too, because I feel like that's a lot of what your story is about, is like, you don't have to be the same person you were before.
No.
You can be a different person. You can keep changing your story. It doesn't always have to be the same. And I feel like that's kind of what hits me even with like our song, is like, healing, I don't know who said this, but healing doesn't happen in this straight way.
yeah.
It's like we always have to like keep like cycling back to the same thing, then we keep becoming a different person, we keep changing, we keep shifting, so it's a spiral.
I think the goal, like the key is, from what I learned through like therapy and the whole thing, is to just, consciousness or God wants you to love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you're gonna be radiating that to others. But if you're pretending like everything's okay and you're full of shit, then you're not gonna be a great band member, or you're not going to be a great person to share good energy with other people. I believe it starts from yourself first, and once you're kind of like you're happy, you can take care of people. And that's kind of how my story changed too, because when I was a kid, I was like angry, and I was listening to Korn, and we're like playing shows and going crazy, and you know, you just want to show how angry you are to the world, right? And now it's like, no, it's just a different experience now. It's much more aware, much more in awareness now, like as far just from being older and knowing that, you know, I wouldn't be here if my wife wasn't looking after my kids. So she's in the band too. Right? Like, and like for those 350 shows, she might have been there for 300 of them. That's a big commitment. And dealing with me, and I'm the promoter, and everybody's asking me questions. And that's another thing that's changed too. Just recently, I've found that I don't need to be a promoter. You know, I don't need to be that big shot, because A, I don't have time, B, it's not worth it for me anymore as of now. But I'm still gonna play shows, and I'm still gonna practice with the band. I'm still gonna sharpen my craft and keep evolving, but I'm just gonna let go of the promotional side of things, because I wanted like to be in control of everything. Okay, we're gonna play here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. These are the bands we're playing with. This is what we're gonna do on stage, and it's just like, you gotta learn to let go of that too, because you only can do so much. And is this really important to you? Right? Like my thing was, I was starting movements with like bands that correlate with our music, and we're booking kick-ass shows, and if you show up, you're going to be like, wow, this is an amazing show and everything. But so I'm going to do that next year twice. I'm going to do it once for my birthday show, because we're releasing an album, and our 6th album, and yeah, I'm like, I can't it's hard to believe that, you drive in the winter to the studio and you're freezing and this and that. You got to drop your kids off and hope they don't get sick because you booked studio time and all this craziness just to have this album done after like a year and a half or whatever it is, right? So it's like, it's pretty cool. And it's happened 6 times already, right? So it's like,
That's incredible.
Good for you, man.
thanks. Thank you. And I'm proud of this album because it has, the message of this album is to love yourself, right? And the last album I wrote during COVID, and it was like the complete opposite of that. Like, I feel trapped, I'm crazy, I'm like in jail, I can't get out, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and everybody's affected by this thing. This whole world is affected by this thing. And I feel like a lot of things happened because of that, because people could connect with that as well. And everyone was going through everyone was going through their own turmoil, and those pivotal moments make things really special afterwards. Like when the smoke clears 100%. And you're allowed out of your house, I mean, you're just so liberated, right? And like, I've never seen more now. Like, the game is changing, live music is changing, like it's coming back, and it's never been gone, but it's coming back. And I mean, you take a look at Hamilton's exploding now. It's like, Hess Village is for bands now, and it wasn't like that 10 years ago. So
Is that where you're based too, Len? You're in Hamilton?
No, my brother-in-law, my bass player, Ian, he's in Hamilton, but I'm in Toronto. Born and raised in Toronto. Nice. But like, Hamilton has a scene right now and it's always had a great scene that you could tap into. Toronto too, it's a little different here. And I mean, we got pretty scathed from the pandemic. We lost a few clubs, right? So, but it's going to come back, and it is coming back. Yeah. Sorry, what were you guys going to say something? I'm sorry.
Anthony, you were saying something?
No, I just said, I trust the flow on the pivot of the landscape.
Yeah. Go with the flow and just do what you love to do, right? Because, and I'm happy for you guys that you guys seem like you're in a good place and you are nothing, you're going forward, right? So, I mean, great stuff.
Not stopping.
Is there anything that you want to promote right now that we don't know about? Wait, Jake's here. Jake has arrived. Hey. Let's let him in.
Right on. I can't stick. I actually gotta head out.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Jake.
Yo, I'm so sorry for being late.
No, it's all good.
What's up, buddy?
How are you?
Final word.
Good, man. I just got off a really intense client call that went half an hour over time, but I needed to be there for my people. So sorry I wasn't here for these people, man. I really apologize.
No, it's all
right
good.
On. I actually gotta wrap up shortly, but if you want to hit him with a nice question, I actually have to head out too.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you quickly why you're doing all this work with Dip and the Affirmation Experience. Why are you doing all of this, Jake?
Man, D1DO reached out to me like 4 years ago, and that's how we connected over this music. It was super, super cool. Yeah, we linked up and we had like such a mutual respect for each other, such a mutual respect for the music, for the vision. He had just started something called Affirmation Experience, or Affirmation Anthems was something that he just had an idea of at the time. And my music very much was not in that space at the time, but somewhere where I wanted to go and was actually thinking about myself. Also, super randomly, I was like using eyes in my format, and I'd like highlight everything uppercase and I'd use lowercase i's. And I meet this dude and he's doing the same thing. It was so strange. We just had these like little serendipitous moments. So yeah, man, it started really, really cool and very intuitively, I guess you could say. And his vision just very much resonated with me, and that's why I've stuck with it the whole time.
Yeah, it definitely feels right for you guys, man. So that's cool. When's your next show? Do you guys have a next show booked or no?
We don't have a date booked, but we're sparking some good conversations and just really figuring out the most effective path. Kind of like you said, you could do 300 shows and kind of spin out and go crazy, or you could be real intentional with what show it is, how it's designed, really curate it from a lot of layers. So we've just been kind of like reassessing that model, I would say. So nothing booked currently, but definitely some things cooking in the back end.
Sounds good, man. Okay, so can you please come back and promote your show when it's booked? Congratulations on the music video. Yeah, it's your story. We're gonna play it after this podcast. I'm gonna put all your socials up here. And thanks, guys. Have a great day. It was great meeting you, Jake. You know, you're here for a good time, not a long time, but you know, I appreciate you. And Bex, thank you so much. Anthony, have fun in Spain. We'll see you when you get back, and we'll keep in touch. I want to come see you guys play live. Okay?
Sounds great, brother. Thanks for hosting, and keep up your work.
Thanks for being on the show. This is the Monster Closet, episode 144, Monday, June 2nd, 2025. FrailFragment.com. And thank you so much, Dip and the Affirmation Experience. We out of here. Peace.
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 An artist with a pen, started from beginning to end. I read it and edit again. The more I'm stepping in, the more my reality bends. I read it, delete it again. We're letting the shadows fall behind as we turn that face alive. And get your soul in through your eyes. Explore yourself tonight. You're the one and only. Time to write your story. Shine your light and glory. Free your pain and worry. And every day, even when the skies are gray, you're the one and only. Time to write your story.
I don't wanna step on any toes, but I find the more appropriate rule for love is called the show, and my heart is always known. I don't wanna be the type that gets lost in all the hype. I'm only here for a short life, so I'm letting go, cause
I'm the writer of my own flow. Welcome to my dojo, take a photo. I've been doing this solo, and I don't know how I'm so low. Oh no, here we go, round and round like a merry-go. This chapter's heavy to carry though. Rewrite these lines in the air we flow. You're the one and only. Time to write your story. Shine your light and glory. Free your pain and worry. And every day, even when the skies are gray, you're the one and only. Time to write your story. To write your story, shine